Morning, everyone. Thanks for joining today. So my topic for the day will involve a bit of a demo also. We'll be going into AI integration into workplace systems and how that can improve accessibility in the workplace, specifically focused on the visually impaired people in the workplace. So the key concepts of what I've done and what I want to show you guys is basically integrating the AI system with an existing system, allowing the user to use natural language interaction via voice, of course, and then some speech to text happening there. And then we're gonna go through some function tools, which is a tool provided by OpenAI. And then the user can, of course, command the system with their voice as if they're talking to the software directly. Cool. So the reason why I decided to go into this is the goal is to make systems more accessible for the visually impaired in the workplace specifically, allowing them to interact with tools and systems using their voice, making like workplace tasks easier and more efficient for them. So just going through some of the tools I used for this demonstration. So to create this demo, I've combined WhatsApp. That's just to capture the voice input. And then we use AI for the speech to text to transcribe that voice input. Then we add a little bit of AI spice with the function calling tool, which will make sure that everything gets captured correctly and gets passed on correctly to the system in question. So once the AI is satisfied at this point, and we know, or it knows it's received all the parameters required to execute that function, we extract those parameters and then just send the instructions to the system in question. Cool. So yeah, that's basically it in terms of explaining stuff. Let's have a look at how this works. And yeah, hope everything works well the first time. So before we go into the tool, I just want to outline some like important parts of the system. The first part would be a configuration. So this configuration we're looking at here basically outlines all the functions of the business system or whatever system you're integrating, specifies all the parameters, any restrictions, any required parameters, all of that stuff. And then we take this configuration and we pass it into the model. Then at that point, the model becomes aware of what can I actually do and can execute any request from the user and convert it into one of these functions. So that's part one. What I've done also is I just found an open source CRM system for the purposes of this demo. I've integrated this into that open source CRM system. So this is the system in question. Just a simple CRM. We've got customers, invoices, quotes. For the purpose of this demo, we'll just be focusing on some operations around the customers and the client list. Cool. So step one, of course, would be giving it a voice command. One thing I did obviously notice is that authentication might be an issue. So I had to look at how the authentication worked on that side of the system and just give the AI that configuration so that I can authenticate the user before they start interacting with anything else. So just to show you a negative flow, I'm going to send a request maybe to get all the clients and we'll see what the AI says back to us, right? So just tap on the voice note. Can you please send me a list of all the clients? Cool. So that gets sent. You'll notice, let me just have the code in the background here. And have WhatsApp here. Yeah, so you'll notice that message does come through the code, it gets transcribed. And then it does its thing. As you can see, it's working. And then we did get an error there, 401 client error. And then we see in green there the response from the AI, and that gets converted back into text, into voice, sorry. And then we can listen to that voice note. Cool. Yeah, so everyone online should be able to hear this as well.
It seems that I am not currently authorized to access the list of clients. If you have the login credentials, I can try logging in for you and retrieve the client list. Please provide the login email and password if you'd like to proceed.
Okay, so the AI came up with that nice sentence. I told it to just speak naturally. The AI actually received a response from the backend with a 401 status unauthorized, and then it automatically figured out, okay, we need to log in from here because we're getting a 401. So another thing is we don't really have to like log in first and then send another voice note. We can execute multiple commands at once. So I'm going to try get all the clients again, but this time I'm going to just also provide it with the login details if it does need to log in, all in one voice note, just to speed up the process. Okay, that's running again. Let's send the message. Hi, can you please log in? My email is admin@demo.com and the password is admin123, all lowercase. After you log in, can you just get the list of clients? I just included that so that we can try speed up this demo a bit. Okay, seems like we did get a response this time. And it was successfully logged in. So we're just waiting for the voice note at this point to come back from the AI system. So while that's happening, let's also just have a look at this client list on the front end. So I've specifically told it just to return the name of clients whenever you ask for all clients so that you don't have to listen to a long voice note specifying all their contact details and that. But if we play that now.
I have successfully logged you in. Here is the list of clients. 1 Keith, 2 James, 3 John, 4 Michael, Jonathan. If you need more information about any of the clients or further assistance, feel free to ask.
Cool. So at this point, I'm successfully logged in. I've been authenticated. I do have a session manager that just automatically plugs in the authorization header for each request moving forward. So let's try something else, like maybe adding a new client, and then we'll just refresh the front end and see what happens. So for adding a new client, the only required parameter here would be the name. So could you please add a new client? Their name is John Smith. Cool. So I've just sent the request now to add a new client. And let's not forget, this is all about just making the workplace tasks more accessible for the visually impaired. So there is a lot of improvement, but this is just for you to get the idea of how things could work. So let's hear the response from the AI.
The new client, John Smith, has been successfully added to the system. If you need to add more details or require further assistance, just let me know.
Okay, cool. So let's refresh our customer list. And then we have John Smith here. We just have his name at the present moment. So let's try like an update command or something to update John Smith or any other user there. So I'll just go back to WhatsApp. And then could you please update client info for John Smith? Just add a phone number, 011 We got a response now for updating the client. Let's hear what they say.
The
What
client
the AI
information
says.
for John Smith has been successfully updated with the phone number 011-285-6521. If there's anything else you need, feel free to ask.
Cool. Let's refresh our front end and see if that update has been applied. Yes. Cool. And as you can see, that update has been applied. So that basically wraps up the demo. Like I said, I've only integrated the customer portion of this app, just the open source CRM that I found online. Yeah, but that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found that interesting. And if any other great developers have any better ways to do this, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to hear your suggestions. Cool. Thank you.